fourth thing is, please keep a positive attitude and a positive relationship with your child. Understand that even though you're disciplining, let your child know that you truly love him or her.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rola, clinical psychologist, and today I want to talk to you about how to begin to let go and forgive. I'm going to talk about what the process of letting go and forgiveness looks like. What does it mean to let go and forgive? And some ways in which you can begin that process today. Letting go and forgiving is about when a person intentionally, a person who's been treated inappropriately, unjustly, intentionally gives up their anger and their resentment towards the person who offended them. It is about working through some difficult negative feelings. If you've been abused, maltreated, taken advantage of, it is healthy and normal to experience feelings of sadness, pain, loss, hurt, anger. Letting go and forgiving is about working through some of those feelings. Now I'm going to talk about the 4 ways in which you can begin this process of letting go and forgiving. And the first way is for you to take ownership of your feelings. It is totally okay that you're angry about somebody that has abused you. It is totally normal for you to feel deep sadness that someone that should have taken care of you abandoned you. And even though those feelings are not comfortable, accepting the reality that you've been harmed or maltreated is actually part of forgiveness. For many people who've experienced abuse and maltreatment, the people who abused them disregarded their feelings. The people who abused them did not allow them to show their true feelings. And so many of people who are hurt, so many people who have been abused are numb. They don't feel like the way they should feel. So being a person who is in the process of forgiveness means that you're beginning to accept these feelings of anger and sadness. But you're doing it in an environment that is safe. You're doing it in an environment where somebody is acknowledging that your anger is healthy. And you're doing it in an environment where somebody is also giving you comfort that you're feeling sad. When you admit that you're sad and angry, it is a form of empowerment. Because the people that abuse you and harm you, and for whatever you've been through, it makes you feel weak and powerless. But when you admit that you're mad, when you admit that you're resentful, when you admit that you're sad, it can feel empowering. Because for once you're admitting they had no right to treat you that way. Now you're admitting that you deserve better than what was done to you. So own your feelings. Your feelings are legitimate. You have a right to have them. And if you don't own your feelings, how can you even give it up? Can you leave a place if you don't arrive at that place? That is why it is important to own even negative feelings that you have about the maltreatment that you suffered. Don't shy away from them. But if you can't handle experiencing it, like I said, get professional help for support in doing that. The second way in which you can begin to let go and forgive is by using the negative emotions to empower yourself. So let's use the example of anger. When you use anger, you can use it in a way that is disempowering, or you can use it in a way that is empowering. Let me give you an example of a disempowering way of using anger. A disempowering way is, why did you beat me and my brothers? It's just a question, right? But it's a way of, by that question, you're looking for answers from the offender. You're giving them power. And you're suggesting that you're weak and you're vulnerable in that question. Now let's give the empowering example. The empowering example is, I resent you for how you treated me and my brothers. This example is saying, you had no right to treat me that way, and I deserved better. Again, you are giving yourself some strength, and you're giving yourself a voice, and you're taking the power away from the person who offended you. And that's what letting go and forgiveness is about. Even with sadness, a disempowering way to talk about sadness is, why does this happen to me all the time? Everyone I come across treats me bad. That's a disempowering way. An empowering way is, I miss the love that you would have given me if you treated me right. Or, I miss not being able to share my goals and my dreams with you. You're expressing your feelings in a way that keeps you away from that feeling of being weak and powerless. And you're also telling the abuser that you're going to take care of yourself and you're going to look out for your own interests. And when I say telling, it doesn't mean you're telling them to their face, because sometimes it's not actually beneficial to be confronting the person who offended you, but it's internal work that you're doing to heal and to let go and to forgive. The third way you can begin to let go and forgive is by creating a distance between you and your emotions. And that sounds a little bit weird, right? Because your emotions are your emotions, but you're creating a distance to keep those emotions in a place where you can manage them. The essence on this third way of letting go and forgiving is that you own the emotion does not own you. You own the emotion does not own you. So you create a distance between you and an emotion, and your emotions, not just one, the emotions of sadness, of hurt, of pain, of anger, by interjecting, by putting in positive things, good thinking about yourself, positive thoughts about who you are as a person, in a way of negating the effect of that negative emotion that you're feeling. One thing I would suggest, and you may not be able to do this on your own, you may need support, is you can make a note of some of those negative emotions that you're feeling, and also how you respond mentally to them when you have those emotions. So let's say you have a feeling of anger about what happened to you in a relationship. You can interject positive thoughts like, I deserve better than that, or that person did not deserve me, or I have people who care about me. So you're interjecting different positive feelings and thoughts to make sure that these negative feelings that you're experiencing is not taking over. Remember, the first one was owning your feelings. The second one was using anger and sadness as a form of empowerment. And this third one is about creating distance between you and your feelings. You stay with your feelings, you don't run away from them, you don't rush through them, but you work through those negative feelings. And then the fourth way is by beginning to deal with these unmet needs. When you have been abused and traumatized, you have these needs for affection, these needs for being treated nicely and worthily. You have these needs that are not met. You have these unmet needs to be treated as somebody who is valuable, as somebody who is lovable. And so there's a vacuum in your life. But when you want to begin to let go and forgive, you begin to channel those unmet needs in a way that you are not becoming a desperate person. You acknowledge that you have a need to be treated in a loving way. You acknowledge that you have a need to be treated worthily, but you're not looking to the person who injured you as the only person that can meet that need. Because if you have a vacuum that has been created from the abuse you experience, and you're constantly looking to the offender or people that are not worthy of you to meet that need, you can be stuck in this place of anger and forgiveness, or enter into relationships and connections that are not worthy, connections that are not beneficial for you. Let me quickly tell you what letting go and forgiveness is not. Letting go and forgiveness is not condoning the behavior. It's not even reconciling with the offender. In some cases that would happen, but it's not essential. It's not about excusing what was done to you. It's not about allowing the harmful behaviors to continue or pretending that you've totally forgotten what happened to you. Letting go of forgiveness is about working through those feelings. It's not about denying them. And the only person that is needed for forgiveness and letting go to be done is you. You are that one person, and it's an internal process. And over time, as you work through this process, you will be able to give up anger and resentment to the ones who offended you, and you'll be able to live a life where you feel free and liberated. If you've enjoyed this video, you like something I've said, let me know. Leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, and let's keep this conversation going.